How we doing, everyone? Good morning or good afternoon, whenever you're watching this. But thank you so much for watching the video. We're back with another weekly watch list. I appreciate every single one of you who takes the time out to check out my watch list. It really does mean a lot to me. We're learning, we're growing together. That's all this is. And, I'm just someone who loves investing, loves the stock market, loves day trading, anything to do with trading in general, the charts. I could be on the charts forever, and if you're one of those people as well, I appreciate you. And if you are one of those people, consider dropping a like, a comment on the video, or even subscribing. It would mean the absolute world to me. But without further ado, let's hop into the watch list. So as you can see, we're pulled up on Apple here first. So I did add individuals. I've taken my system and I've applied it now to individual names with strength. And man, last week I took two unbelievable trades of the year on AMD, and it was unbelievable. And I've been watching Tesla, Nvidia, and Apple as well, and it's been amazing. And I'm keeping it very, very simple. Previous day high, previous day low, pre-market high, pre-market low, marking that in the pre-market, obviously. And then any major, obvious, clear supply and demand zones. And as you can see, one of them worked really well on Apple this week. So looking at Apple, I'll be watching the previous day high, previous day low. I would not be longing over the previous day high because we have this 4-hour supply zone that we rejected to the penny already this past week. So really not interested in longs until we get over really 236.15, but ideally at the top of the zone at 238.52. And then underneath the previous day low, I'd be looking at shorts down to 227.11 and then down to 224.73, both other previous day lows. I want to see if I have any supply or demand on here. So I do. I do have weekly demand on Apple down here. Sorry, what am I on the daily here? I was going to say that did not look right. We have this weekly zone here that we already bounced out of once already. So I'll be watching that zone if we did get all the way down here to 203, which is very far away. And we have a daily gap as well. And another weekly demand. This weekly demand looks really good, right? So I'll be watching this weekly demand zone here between 213.75 all the way up to 215. And in there is also a daily gap. So we have this gap fill as well. So if we get underneath this low here, this previous day low on 8.7 of 2, I should actually mark that out here while we're here, this low here of 216.58. I would be looking at shorts down to the daily gap fill, ideally looking at price to bounce that gap fill and move back up. So look for a price to fill this daily gap if we show weakness on Apple this week. So let's go over to now Tesla. Again, very simple. Haven't taken trades on these yet, but when the opportunity presents itself. Looking at the daily here, have the 61 fib still marked out if we do get over this high here at 368.29 to the 61 fib. But we have a nice little, pennant flag pattern, whatever, forming here on the daily. So we will see where Tesla ends up. It's getting tighter, so we'll see. But taking it down to 15-minute, previous day low, previous day high. If we get over previous day high, next level of resistance is 340.58 and then 348.98. Under the previous day low, we have a previous day low down here at 321, and there's also a 1-hour demand zone here as well. Very good looking 1-hour demand zone. Small red candle, very large green candle. I would personally be looking at shorts under the previous day low to take it down into this 1-hour demand. Looks very, very good. And then we have a daily demand zone as well here. Small red candle followed by large aggressive green candle down here at 312. And this type of chart analysis I'm also looking at for swing trading as well. So I'm also looking at swings on Tesla, AMD, Nvidia, and Apple as well. So that said, let's go over to AMD. Man, such a good week of trading last week on AMD. One of the best of the year, if not the best of the year. We have this daily flag. I was watching this. We broke out of this daily flag. Oh my goodness, hold on, let's reset that. Broke out this daily flag. Trades this past week. I could have sworn I clicked daily. What was, I believe, on Monday. So I caught this move up here. Then we rejected the flag line. Had a really nice bullish candle the following day. It was very obvious that we were going to break that flag. We gapped up. Caught this trade here on Wednesday for a beautiful move. It was 65%. It was unbelievable all the way up to our weekly supply zone. It was right to the target. I mean, my final contract, I sold right at this level here, and we rejected it perfectly, this weekly supply. So as far as longs go, Over the previous day high, plenty of room back up to 185.36 and 186.68, where we rejected that weekly supply to the penny. So that's why I'll be looking at longs here. We do have this daily gap, which I was looking for price to fill cleanly on Friday, but it just wasn't clean, so I didn't end up taking any trades, but it ended up being a decent move down. I'll look for price to fill this daily gap here at 175.15 and move back higher. We'll see if that happens in the pre-market. Under that gap, though, the next level of support is not until this previous day low here at 168.31, which is also the 50 fib on the daily. So that's going to be looking for on AMD. Again, looking at it from a higher time frame perspective, we broke the flag. We really want to break this weekly supply here, and then my next price target wouldn't be till this whole psych number at 200, which seems pretty reasonable. Outside of that, really no other major highs over this weekly supply. You know, I'd be looking at here down to 199.15, the wick of this candle here, but that's very close to 200, so I'd be looking for it to hit 200, all right? And then lastly, NVIDIA has been in this channel all week. We finally got a little bit of a break out of it. So like if we go to the 1 hour here, you can see it. This is where we've been all week. So under the previous day low, I'll be looking at price moving down to 176.56, another previous day low, and daily demand wick and daily demand open down here at 174.14. But very simple levels over previous day high. I could look at longs up to 182.98, 183.95, and 185.46. So if we go down to the daily, you can see that demand I'm talking about. I swear I just clicked the demand daily again and went to 4 hour. But this candle here, small red candle, again, only watching the wick and the body of it. Anyways, if price did move down, I would be interested in longs in that area. So finally, we can wrap up with SPY and QQQ, right? The main ones I've been going over in these watch lists. So SPY and QQQ are interesting because, you know, we have this trend line here on the daily. It looks even better on the 4 hour, right? Where are we going to go? You know, it would be nice, it would be healthy for SPY and QQQ to have a pullback here. So this 4 hour trend line, if we get below it, I love looking at the fibs here. So if we took out our fib and we do end up rejecting, let's go our swing low here to our swing high here. You know, 61 down here at 629, 630 would be pretty nice. So we'll see where we end up. Not to really focus on that right now. Really just looking at trading the levels. We'll see what happens with the trend line. Under the previous day low, this 642 zone, I do have two levels here where we did wick in the pre-market here at 641.38. Not really looking to take trades there. Honestly, I would be looking at shorts underneath this zone all the way down to 636.81. These could just be pit stops along the way. Whole psych number at 640, which we also wicked already, but really next support zone would be down here at 636 or over the previous day high. I'd be looking at longs. You know, we're at all-time highs, so just riding the trend there. Don't have any major supply zones up here at all-time highs, no other major demands. Looking at ES, same thing. We have the trend line. First major demand zone is this daily demand down here at 64.31 down to 64.22. So I will be looking for price to come down and hit that this week if we do continue down. If we break this trend line, dude, I just hit it again. I know that's so weird. But this daily demand is really, really nice. We already bounced it this week on NQ, so I'm looking for ES's turn. So if we break that flag, we break that trend line, not flag, but we break that trend line, and we bounce this demand, that would be fantastic. So we'll see what happens tonight when futures open up. We're already starting to break under that trend line a little bit, so we'll see. Again, it's just a trend line. Don't really pay too much attention to it. It's not like a main part of my system. It's kind of just fun to watch. Same thing on QQQ. Trend line, already breaking on QQQ. If you look at the 15-minute, we broke it and then pretty much like retested it here as well. It's set 580, 579. Under the previous day low, next support's going to be down to 572. Over previous day high, next resistance at 581 and 583. Very, very simple here. And then over to NQ to wrap things up. Same thing, have the trend line, already broke it, retested it. Next demand is down here on the 2 hour. We have a 2 hour demand zone right here that I'll be watching at 6525 down to 64125. So that's what I'll be watching. No other supply zones up here at all-time highs, just that 2400 level, which we did reject earlier this week on Thursday as well, really nicely. So we will see, all right? As far as SPX goes, let me see any major gaps or anything like that. We have this kind of range we've been in here recently the last few days. Under the previous day low, take it down to 6400, and the next previous day low at 6385. or break over the highs and ride the trend. Most likely up to 6,500 would be the next target. So we'll see if we fall here. If I was betting on it, I would bet on it to fall. It'd be healthy for us to have a little bit of a pullback here. So as far as any gaps go, my next gap is just down here at 63.41. But I believe, yeah, it's not even a daily gap or anything like that. So next daily gap is until all the way down here at 60.29. So I'm not really worried about that. But that's going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, again, please consider dropping a like, comment, subscribing on the video. It would mean the absolute world to me. I'm wishing you all a blessed and amazing week inside and outside the market this week. And I'll see you all in the next watch list. Peace.